Preciso ter imagem para recuperar a identidade. Tem que tornar-se visível, porque o rosto de um é o reflexo do outro. O corpo de um é o reflexo do outro. E em cada um, o reflexo de todos os corpos. It needs image to recover identity. It has to become visible because the face of one is the reflection of the other. The body of one is the reflection of the other, and in each one, the reflection of all bodies. Thank you.
It's time also to recognize the pluralism of our Afro-Feminist experience. It's not by chance that I said it's not me, but we, because in Brazil, and I think in other parts of the world, when we talk about feminism, was never something individual, focused on somebody else, but was always something collective. Some ensemble of ideas, some ensemble of wills, but I also understand that the Afro-feminine has some cleavage. Music, sort of rhythm. My way to think about how me, as an Afro-Brazilian dancer, as an Afro-Brazilian artist, as an Afro-Brazilian person, I feel myself committed to think about in other things of subalternities than mine.
So when the missionaries were in Zimbabwe, they didn't like this dance. So if the drums were going, and the missionaries would say, what's going on over there? To kind of subvert that negative reaction, they changed the name to Jerusalem, which sounds like Jerusalem. What's that thing about?
I think more now than ever, I've been thinking about visibility for some reason, looking to African contemporary choreographers. I've been seeing myself and I'm relating to their feminism or the way that they present their womanhood and the way that they present their performances. Yeah, that's a kind of a new discovery for me where I'm finding that what I want to start to practice is a way to reinvent myself in understanding that I have opportunity and spaces that I can be seen and heard. Bomba is
for me and for others who practice it, a way of life. Bomba has this long history as the oldest extant still existing musical and dance practice in Puerto Rico. It's a way of relating, it's a way of listening and caring for each other and turning inward. It has gone underground, it has been pushed into the margins in lots of ways, and so there are a lot of people responsible for that custodianship, and a lot of the credit has been given to the patriarchs, but we know that it continues to exist in our bodies and in our stories because of Afro-Fem labor. I live in the diaspora and I move in a lot of different worlds, literally move. I move through the world as a light-skinned Puerto Rican. So I myself don't identify as an Afro-Fem, but the descendant of Afro-Fems. And I mean that quite literally, like my ancestral line, but also, I'm here because of the labors that literally got out their machetes and cleared the way. And I will never forget the memory of my godmother, que en paz descanse, Emilia Rodriguez, who, was showing me where this area where this hurricane had knocked over all these trees, and so that it had grown into this big jungle. And she, and she was older at this point and was like, here, take this machete and we'll clear the way. And I was doing what I thought was a good job. And she's like, nah, give it to me. And literally cleared the way. I use that as like a symbol of like literally clearing the way so that we can access this knowledge and these deep wisdoms that are here for us.
When the whole aspect of feminism came in the 70s, piggybacking on the Black Power movement and the Civil Rights movement, I was like, well, what's the big deal? Don't all women know that they got the power? I did not have to really discover that. It was just a part of me from the very beginning. The discovery of my sense of Blackness came from discovering that I had been, as Malcolm X said, hoodwinked. I had been told untruths about who I really am, who my people really are in the world. Once I woke up to that, I never went back. And I think everybody's probably here in this room because you feel like somehow I have a story, but how am I ever going to get it down on paper?
Hello.
Yeah. And nobody can tell your story like you can. As an example, I'm going to read to you just an excerpt of my first chapter. Halifu in Swahili means the independent, rebellious child in the family. My mother tells me that I was a headstrong child from the beginning. Therefore, when my friend, playwright, poet Ntozake Shange, whom I met in Oakland in 1973, gave me my African name as a gift, my destiny caught up with me as my new name revealed my life's path. Zoom right into what are the personal things that make you who you are, and how does that influence your dance?
There's a thin line, a very thin line in terms of how I have come to see the work of memory as a corporal embodied practice in motion, where the sensual and the sacred intersects. I'm not as interested in stage performances. I work in smaller ensembles, and I do more solo work, and they're more site-specific work to get people onto sites that have energy and memory and that vibrate with a certain frequency. The world is cycling so fast. There seems to be a huge distance because time is functioning at a different level. And I think going back to anchor and to ground in the very thing that remains constant, and that is the land. The fragility of nature has brought me to want to hold on to it, to put my body in those spaces, to remind myself that I've come and met those things here. And therefore, I need to ensure that when I leave, they're still here. Our labor now is to really reconcile this tremendous breach.
several little islands. You have like, comment on dit, butterfly?
Mariposa.
The history of Caribbean island, English or Spanish or French, its colonization and slavery. That is a chaos. Chaos. And I think, like of dance, for example, in Guadeloupe is Groka, Martinique is Bele, Haiti is Vodou, Puerto Rico is Bomba. We have one gesture, foundation gesture is it's chaos. Chaos, excuse me. It's chaos. It's out of balance. But in Guadeloupe, when I observe this dance, I think the dance is a solution for the world now. Because the dancer never to fall. Don't forget you have a power inside your body, your spirit. It's necessary to fall, but don't stay down. Go up.
You know, in the Caribbean, I'm from Haiti. And precarity for me, it's like, you know, it's you have your right hand and your left hand. Haitian are the right hand and precarity is the left hand. So we have to cohabit. Yeah, coexist. And, you know, it's a powerful source. Because, you know, when you have precarity, you are really paying attention about everything. You learn to not waste in everything. You know, even if it's water, even if it's bread, whatever. If, for example, I say to a friend, oh, let's go to the market. No, we have to save gas because we don't know when the gas pump will be open to be, you know, to be full. I think that maybe we should be in precarity to really give importance and to have a certain balance between you, between your neighbor, and you and your country, you and your space, you and yourself also. And also, from an artist, it's really important to be in precarity because it's a real good source of inspiration and creation. And you know, as an artist, you will never know how full precarity is for you.
I know that it depends on the sensibility of your feet, so try to find a way that you do, but respect your body, okay?
I feel that produce knowledge, encourage people to believe in their bodies. So we produce knowledge, not to impose, but to share with people. It's almost like a wave we have this bad wave, this brutal wave, and we have our wave of imagination. Yeah, this is the gesture. Or maybe to confront, this brutality. I think, yes, knowledge is an important, and body is knowledge, dance is knowledge. Knowledge is an important tool against the brutality. And brutality in Brazil now, it's not only in Brazil, I'm talking about Brazil, but we need to fight against brutality, and knowledge is a way.